Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to It Came Out of the Refrigerator podcast. I am your narrator, Awaken 314, here today with something a little down sideways from me. Um, the first thing is I would like to welcome back Willie the White Whale to the podcast. He's been missing for a couple of days. Basically, I lost him and I found him, so now he's back. Um, Along with a brand new snack. Welcome back. Also, today is going to be a really good day because I want to look at something that I have found that I've been adverse to for the longest time. But um, during the pandemic, a lot of things happened and we were disconnected from each other, and a lot of people lost a lot of connections. And one of the things I found is that we need that connection and we desire that connection on so many levels. So today, which is going to be a little bit different to some people, I'm going to advocate hugging. Yes, yes, I said it. Hugging. Um, just a couple of things. There's an article on this. I'm going to link to that article about some of the benefits of hugging. Um, I'm just going to give you some of the top ones, which is hugging reduces stress levels. Um, Studies show that hugs and other physical connections reduces levels of stress hormones such as cortisol in the body, and it provides a way to help skin problems, obesity, low immunity, and more. Um, Hugging improves heart health. Frequent hugging and hand holding can help lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart disease. Hugging can boost your self-esteem. That connection, that feeling we feel from just being around somebody and connecting somebody. Hugging improves relationships. It can benefit all types of relationships, whether friendships or work relationships or just that overall bond between family members. And finally, hugging can reduce pain. It can trigger the release of endorphins and increase our circulation. So I'm going to leave a link to that article. No, I am not a doctor. No, I am not a physician. No, I'm not a therapist. But they even have instructions on how to give a proper hug. So you can read up on that and take a look at that. Um, the second thing is there's a little short story called The Power of a Hug, and it's by Oren Cohen, and I'm going to get into that right now. So, I had no idea I would feel this way, being in the embrace of a stranger and feeling so right in their hug. It's as if we were Lego pieces fitting just right, even though we were built from different experiences and feelings. Nevertheless, in that timeless moment between hugs and separation, we were one, complete. When we separated, he had tears in his blue eyes. He said thanks, arranged his shirt alongside his composure, and left with his head held high. Afterward, a young woman arrived, a head shorter than me. She smiled at my free hug shirt, put her arms around me, and rested her head on my chest, and so it continued. Like every day, I went to the market square and filled my gaping holes with love, lots of love from random people. With it, I understood that we wouldn't survive without each other. They all thought I was selfless and doing this for their sake. It's so nice of you, the people mostly say, to invest your time in other people without getting anything in return. But I did get something in return. They didn't know because the heart scars do not show on the skin, only inside. Just before I left my spot at the market, a guy came and stood in front of me. Hands in his pockets, eyes staring down at the floor. I've already seen him. I realized, but he didn't find the courage to approach when there were other people around. Want a hug? I warmly looked at him. I knew what he felt. He said, "Can I ask you a question?" He said in a low voice. "Sure. Ask away." I looked over him. He was my height, way muscular than my weak body, but his body language taught of shame and shyness. This man was no ordinary bodybuilder, I figured. I knew from experience that bodybuilders need hugs too. He was a person who built his strength facing life's challenges, probably on the streets. I suspected he had many scars on his skin as I had in my heart. Would you mind? Would you mind if I talked during the hug, he said. I looked over him and said, I bet you have a great story to tell. I would love to hear it. Then I spread my arms and let him come to me. He spread his arms too, and seeing how awkwardly he had done it, it taught me he probably didn't touch people a lot. We hugged, and then, like a dam being breached, he started crying and held me tight like a lifeline. The things he told me, I'll never forget them. Many tears were shed during that long hug, and I discovered some of them were mine. Then he abruptly disengaged from me, said a quiet thank you, and left. I watched him go and knew in my heart, these are the moments I live for. If you get a chance, if you get a moment, if you get a minute, and you have a loved one or someone you care about or someone you would just like to share with, take a few minutes and give them a hug. As always, be blessed and be safe. Thank you.